Hi, everyone. Welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. Today is Wednesday, June 8th, 2022. I want to give a shout out to Africa. All of us owe Africa very, very deep thanks and gratitude. And I'd like to tell you why. Have you wondered why the pandemic treaty has faded out of the mainstream news with no follow-up on what the outcome was? That's because it was opposed, and it was opposed successfully. And huge thanks go to Africa for that. The portion of the World Health Organization that represents Africa is called AFRO. It's the regional portion of the World Health Organization. It includes 47 separate countries. They all stood firm against the WHO and the pandemic treaty. Let me show you the article I found that was kind of fun to read if you're into current events like I am. So let me share that with you. Okay, you will find this article at onenation.org.au. The WHO is forced into a humiliating back down. Okay, now it happened on May 25th, which coincidentally is Africa Day. The AFRO, regional organization of WHO, on behalf of their 47 members, said that they would collectively be withholding their support for those pandemic treaty reforms, which many African members were very concerned about. Okay, there are other countries that stood firm against the pressure too, and our big thanks also go out to Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Malaysia, and Brazil in particular, because they said they would exit WHO altogether rather than allow their population to be made subject to the new amendments. In other words, they couldn't have their sovereignty. Now, as a person who is currently a citizen of a dysfunctional republic, I very much appreciate when other nations hold the line until such time as my country is ready to step up and represent the wishes of their citizens and do things in their behalf. That is not happening currently. But a huge thank you to those 47 countries in Africa and all the others that stood firm. Now, the WHO hasn't backed off completely from their hopes and dreams in that regard. They have got a new committee formed. They're going to put some glitter and sparkle on the treaty and bring it back. What that really means is, even if they reword it a little bit to make it look prettier, in the meantime, they're going to be trying to pressure, blackmail, cajole, and buy off consenting votes. And if you're a realist like I am, you know that's what's going to happen. So I'd like to ask the universe about this. In addition to this huge thank you to those countries that stood up and opposed that treaty and saved us from losing our sovereignty, I'd like to ask the universe if the nations that opposed the pandemic treaty will remain firm and avoid being bought or blackmailed into changing their votes, and will the number of nations that align with them in opposing that pandemic treaty, will they increase or decrease as time goes on? So will the support increase or decrease? And will the nations that currently said no thank you, will they be able to remain firm? Okay, let's see what the universe has to say. Our first card is the Three of Swords. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Ace of Wands, Judgment, Strength, Queen of Cups, I'll be right back and we'll talk about those cards. Okay, the situation about the treaty is indicated by the Three of Swords, which is it's a sorrow card. And Africa has suffered terribly at the hands of the pharma industry, to the point that they did the hard work needed to band together and stand up and say, no more. Okay. In the recent past, they have mourned, they've lost innocent lives, and that is why the no more sentiment has come along. Look at this. I have the Ace of Wands here for the current situation and asking if moving forward, there'll be fewer members or more who'll be joining. They are going to successfully avoid being blackmailed and bought and forced or coerced to change their votes. And I see that the number of countries that stand with them is going to increase. It's almost irrelevant because judgment's coming for who. But if before that specific day comes and WHO gets reorganized into a truly helpful and humanitarian organization, they will stand firm. They've got strength on their side. And the Queen of Cups, who embodies compassion and intuition, they know what the deal is. So to those nations that opposed the treaty and stood firm, thank you as a citizen from a country who doesn't represent the majority of their citizens' wishes at this time. Although I know that's going to change. But until it does, let's stand firm. Remember, folks, our biggest power is simply to not participate. Now, that doesn't mean not participate in elections. It doesn't mean not participate in your community. But it does mean if you're told to do something that you think is wrong, you can choose not to participate. But the times to participate is when you feel strongly about something and you think, oh, I should send an email. Yes, send that email. Yes, make that phone call, even if it just goes to voicemail, and tell your elected representative what your wishes are. There's coming a time when they're going to listen. It may already be here. So why be late to the party, right? That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share. You're welcome to subscribe and comment. And I thank you so much for your time. It's valuable, and I appreciate that you spend a little of it with me. Thank you.